はじめまして、てるみさん。今日は YouTube に出演させてくれてありがとうございます。
こちらこそ、オースティンさん、YouTube ご参加ありがとうございます。
てるみさん、YouTube どのくらいやってるんですか？
実は YouTube 10年やってます。
すごいですね。
オースティンさん、日本語勉強どれぐらいしてますか？
7ヶ月くらいやっています。
なんで日本語勉強を始めたんですか？
日本に住みたいからです。
そうですか。なんで住みたいんですか？
文化が好き
うん。
だからです。
何が一番好きですか？
もちろん食べ物です。あ
う
と、日
ん。
本はとても平和だと思います。
う
てる
ん。
みさんは日本何が一番好きですか？
ラーメンが一番好きです。
そうですか。なんで
う
ギリ
ん。
シャに引っ越ししたんですか？
はい。私はギリシャの海、エーゲ海が大好きだからです。日本、どこに住みたいですか？
どこか
うん。
仕事が見つかる場所に住みたいです。サッカ
うん。
ー大好きなので、サッカー場の近くがいいです。てるみさん、趣味は何ですか？
音楽が大好きです。特に EDM が一番好きです。イベントによく行きます。
どのアーティストが一番好きですか？
アーティストはハードウェルが一番好きです。オースティンさんはどんな音楽好きですか？
最近、正義森と
う
花火
ん。
が好きです。
へえ、そうなんですね。
今日はてるみさんにお会いできてよかったです。楽しかったです。
はい、こちらこ
はい。
そ楽しかったです。オースティンさん。お
はい。
会いできてよかったです。ありがとうございます。そう、オース
Alright.
さん。Congratulations on your completion of level 1 and level 2. First of all, master course. Thank you so much for being a great student with us. So, how do you feel?
I feel good. Just coming from a background of no Japanese at all and not knowing how to read and then visiting the country multiple
う
times at this
ん。
point. It's been a really great program. It's actually made me fall in love with the language a lot more and increase my desire to actually learn. I've actually started learning reading and other things just from as a result of this program. So I think it was very helpful even from a beginner standpoint. Gain confidence to speak and um, learn, some cultural things that you don't get from textbook.
うんうん。Thank you. So, Austin-san, before actually asking a little more question, I'd like to know a little bit of your basic information. Can you tell me your name? Where do you live? Where you are originally from?
Yeah, my name is Austin Hudson. I'm from and or sorry, born and raised in Denver, Colorado. I've lived other places briefly, but I've spent majority of my life in Denver, Colorado. I'm currently a network engineer and I'm in my early 30s, so 32 right now. So, and then I like playing soccer a lot in my free time. So, and visiting Japan yearly at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Amazing. So, since when you start knowing about Japan or Japanese language, and before visiting Japan Language Factory, what was your experience of learning Japanese?
um, growing up is kind of you would see things like anime or just occasional like seeing Japan or showing up at the Olympics or
Mm.
sometimes in music. Like a common one is like, baby metal kind of became really big in US culture a little bit. Um, but before going to Japan twice, I had absolutely no experience with the language. And going there, seeing how accommodating and how respectful they are there to foreigners and have made me have a desire to actually learn and want to show them that same respect back. That the fact that I'm going to a foreign country, I don't know any of their language. They're able to deal with me just pointing at something. I kind of want to be able to return it back and actually be able to speak and as a result, I've kind of fallen in love with the country and kind of want to move there now. So I shouldn't say
Hmm.
I want to kind of, I want to move there. So at some point.
What actually made you feel like it's so much like you like about Japan? What is like a top thing so you can actually pick up that it make you feel like you want to even move to Japan?
I really like the climate, and then it's kind of hard to explain, but there's kind of a serene like peace there. I like how everyone's kind of following a lot of unspoken rules. It's very quiet and peaceful in public. It's not loud. Even like going on the train, everyone's pretty respectful majority of the time. Um, Personal space, even when it's like super crowded, everyone's very respectful. And then just
Mm-hmm.
culturally and a lot of the aesthetics of Japan I enjoy. And then a lot of it's pretty similar climate wise and weather wise to how I my life is currently here. Like Hakone
Mm-hmm.
was pretty similar to a lot of Colorado weather and with the mountains. So
Interesting. So before visiting Japan Language Factory, what did you try to learn the language Japanese?
I tried a few like random YouTube um videos that I've seen and some content creators on there. Just wasn't really sticking. It kind of wasn't feeling very engaging or entertaining. So it kind of felt more like a chore. But when I did Japanese Language Factory, having that nice one-on-one added a lot of human touch and you get that socialization and there's some cultural exchange that goes on. So it's very nice compared to just me sitting watching YouTube videos, trying to mirror what people are saying and saying something wrong. So
So how long did you try the YouTube, like learning? And then when did you recognize that something like this is not working?
I gave it a very brief amount of time, so it was about 2 weeks, and then I started really looking for other options. Started looking for coaching because I figured, or classes because that seemed like the traditional way to do it. Then I actually saw Japanese Language Factory ads on Instagram, so you guys' AdSense is working well. But it definitely caught my eye, and
Mhm.
I believe it was you explaining the True method and kind of how it's different than normal traditional learning. So,
Yeah, so in 2026, there's a many ways to learn the language. Like some people start learning with a very traditional way, like textbook,
mhm.
which is starting writing or spelling more. Or now it's like because it's so much mobile apps and AI, so there's like chatbot, Google Translate, or even
Right,
a lot of like language mobile apps. And then here in Japan Language Factory, we have like kind of this real communication. We don't actually have so much like materialistic study that it's you have to like spell it or you have to read books. It's just we talk, talk, talk.
right.
And so what was the differences between you actually just watching content or you actually meet your private coach and you talk to um, actual human being? What's actually the experience and differences?
Um, I mean, I think the main experience that you can get from it is it's really encouraging when you have someone that will push you to keep learning and tell you what you've done wrong or tell you what you've done right. It feels a lot more rewarding when you learn or pick up something or you start actually being able to speak clearly and coherently, or you catch a coach off guard with, oh, you were actually studying extra or figured out how to say something that you struggled with last time. That just feels great. And I think it feels good on both ends versus like just watching content or talking to AI chatbots. It's just not really rewarding. It's just I think I'm doing that right, or I think I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. Versus the actual feedback, and then being able to ask like certain questions about certain words and like context is really valuable when you have that one-on-one with the actual person. So yeah.
So Austin, now you're gonna go to Japan this autumn, and I'm sure you're excited because it's after this master course 2 levels, much
Mhm.
actually better communication before, actually start learning. So I think you can actually really actually talk to people in the maybe restaurant it's gonna be great to even participate in some event. You mentioned it, you like music, so maybe you can actually participate music event. But what would you like to do in Japan next time?
I'm definitely gonna go to more restaurants where I can actually order in person. I worked on a lot in my program on how to order and going through those interactions. And then probably revisit some of the places that I actually met people at last time and talk to them
Mm.
more in Japanese, with the Japanese that I've picked up and the Japanese I continue to practice. So I'm actually really looking forward to being able to go back and not have to just go, hi, yeah, arigato gozaimasu, like, sumimasen, just actually talk to people, not just
Mm.
use like tourist phrases or point at things or shove my phone in someone's face or something like that from Google Translate. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm actually extremely excited.
Yeah, that's right. Like, maybe if anyone listening to this actually video and maybe never been to Japan, maybe they feel like, oh, do they speak English? Then, oh, I'm gonna just hold the Google Translate. I don't need to learn the language versus you actually learn the language. I think it's a huge difference is actual like interaction with locals. You can actually have fun. You cannot really have a fun when you're using Google Translate. You can actually maybe get by, but not really actually having fun with people. So you can actually
Yeah.
have a lot of maybe fun making maybe friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was a lot more limited last time I went.
Mm.
If I didn't have like a tour guide, it was harder to go to a lot of the nicer sit down restaurants and actually order there.
Hmm.
So it was a little bit more limiting. And then
True.
I don't like annoying, like staff when they're asking you, do you want me to heat that up or, do you want a bag? And I'm just like, hi, card. And they're just like, I'm trying to do my job. So it's just I'm excited to actually be able to return some decency and respect back to the people in Japan that have been pretty accommodating and have to deal with
Mhm.
foreigners constantly now with all the tourism. So
Yeah, definitely. So one request to anyone actually never been to Japan, or maybe they have been to Japan already, but it haven't really started learning language properly, maybe still expecting Google Translate gonna help you. What is actually the advice for them to get started this year at least?
um I mean, same thing you guys tell us here is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just try and push yourself into an uncomfortable position. It's a lot more endearing to, try to speak something and gain that confidence instead of just trying to always be perfect. Actually, like especially here with Japan Language Factory, they kind of give you that confidence where I'm not afraid to fail because it's very like growing relationship or it's coach and student. So it's not like they're gonna yell at you for like saying something wrong, like EA versus EA, right? Or saying something wrong. It's just more endearing as well too if you're visiting Japan if you just make the effort to actually speak and then the more you do something, the better you're gonna get. So
Yeah, definitely. I know it's like a speaking different language in front of, people. It's kind of scary. Like if
oh
I
yeah,
actually need to speak different language, it's like, am I like pronouncing stupid or like, am I saying something right?
right,
It's kind of scary, like, because you don't understand how this sounds like to a native person. But yeah, that's actually the here. We actually want you to actually try, but also you don't want to try something that is you're not sure, maybe because it's the language apps is not exactly telling you you're saying something right. So yeah, I
right.
really actually feel happy hearing that you kind of had a good push yourself to really speak different language. And this actually challenge is gonna definitely help totally different experience in Japan for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely enrich it, especially as a traveler. And especially me, I've every time I've gone to Japan, I've been by myself completely. So
Mm,
aside like tour guides, you kind of have to figure out how to communicate properly.
yeah. All nice. So, Austin-san, thank you so much.
Thank you, Terumi.
Send me a video or a photo after your travel.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll throw it
Yeah.
in the WhatsApp group.